I've been following the latest James Harden trade saga since the beginning. And guys, this is one of the weirdest things I've reported on in my history of watching the NBA. If you clicked on this video, then you've probably heard how Harden says he's done playing for the Philadelphia 76ers and how he wants to be traded. Well, the thing is, these days, James Harden is known as much for the drama he brings to teams than to what he can bring on the basketball court. Harden's MVP days are behind him. He's definitely an all-star caliber player when he's locked in and healthy, but Harden has too much baggage. And it's to the point where he's not as sought after as he would have been several seasons ago. In fact, by all accounts, the Los Angeles Clippers are literally the only team that has interest in trading for James Harden. And by all accounts, the Clippers are literally the only team James Harden wants to be traded to. So what am I getting at, and where does Terance Mann factor into all of this? Well, Mann plays for the Los Angeles Clippers. The only problem is that the Clippers are refusing to include Mann in a James Harden trade. And the Sixers are refusing to trade James Harden to LA unless Terance Mann is included. The Sixers have even said they have a number of teams already in line who want to trade them more assets for Terance Mann when and if they acquire him. So Terance Mann must be pretty good, right? Well, that's the thing. Mann is 27 years old, so it's not like he's got loads of untapped potential that he's yet to showcase. He only starts sporadically for the Clippers, and his numbers last year were pretty pedestrian. 8.8 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 39% from three on 2.5 attempts per game. So someone make it make sense. Why does everyone want to trade for Terance Mann? Welcome back to the Half Court Report. My name is Troy. Real quick, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel as well. It makes a massive difference as to how this video performs, and I would really appreciate your support in growing the channel. I think it's easy to get caught up in the Terance Mann hysteria and overrate him a little bit because he's a high IQ player who doesn't take plays off and is always looking to help his team. He's a smart player who keeps the ball moving and has passing skills. He's able to locate cutters and shooters. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes when he's out on the floor. He's a gritty man-to-man defender with a pretty good frame who moves well laterally. He can switch screens. He communicates well on defense. He's also going to mix it up inside as a rebounder who boxes out on defense and crashes the boards on offense. And unlike James Harden, he's very low drama. He's a high character guy. He works hard. He loves the game of basketball. He is the type of player any coach would want to have on the team. And that includes Clippers coach Tyronn Lue. He even said as much when asked about the trade rumors involving Harden and Mann. We love T-Man, and T-Man is going to be here. So we're not worried about what they're saying outside. All the speculations, it's a good thing to be wanted. But if a James Harden trade to the Clippers hinges on the inclusion of Terance Mann, I don't get it. The Clippers have deemed him untouchable and off limits in trade talks. Teams generally use those terms for all-stars or young players that have a good chance at being all-stars. And at 27 years old, Mann may be young by Clipper standards, and ostensibly he's in his prime right now and not a long-term developmental project. I don't see all-star in his future. And it would appear the Clippers don't think so either. They shaved his minutes drastically last season, down from 28.5 to just over 23 minutes per game. And despite Terance Mann playing some really good basketball last season, LA still benched him to make way for Russell Westbrook when they brought him in later on in the season. The Clippers even re-signed Russ this offseason, and that ensures Mann will continue to come off the bench. So it makes it all the more confusing. The Clippers have invested 4 years into Terance Mann's development, and they know him better than any other team in the NBA. If they view him as a starting caliber player, then why aren't they starting him? They obviously don't, so that's why they should trade him for James Harden, who is, let's face it, a lot better than both Terance Mann or Russell Westbrook for that matter. And I'm not meaning to pile on Terance Mann. He's a good player. There's no denying that. but he's a role player. He's not a star player on Harden's level, even with Harden losing some of his mojo over the last few seasons. If you ask me, the Clippers are being pretty unreasonable when it comes to these James Harden trade talks. If they really want Harden on their team, they're going to have to stop being so stubborn and meet the Sixers' demands for a deal to happen. With their current construction, the Clippers are extremely unlikely to compete for a championship in any meaningful way. And I think their pursuit of Harden is acknowledgement of that. There's never a valid reason for a reserve like Terance Mann stand between a team and the player that could legitimately get them over the hump. And if the Clippers actually think Terance Mann is more than a reserve, then they should prove it by actually using him like the untouchable player they claim that he is. Maybe it's all a negotiating ploy, but frankly, it's just stupid. A core of Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Russ isn't going to get you a championship. But add James Harden to the mix, then you might actually have a chance. A locked-in James Harden with something to prove is dangerous. For all of Harden's warts, he just came off a season where he averaged 21 points, 6 rebounds, and led the league in assists at over 10 a game. He is the best available piece to take the games of Kawhi, PG, and Russ to another level. I think keeping Terance Mann would just be treading water for the Clippers. They need to stop being cute. Either do a deal or don't. Bringing in James Harden could lead to a championship. Running it back with this same group is just going to be another wasted season. What's so good about this guy, and why are the Clips so in love with him? Since you've watched this far, be sure to drop a like for the YouTube algorithm. Click that subscribe button too so you never miss another NBA video. I just think the Clippers need to be careful on how they handle this, or they're going to be left holding the bag. Very similar to the Miami Heat with the Damian Lillard trade. Portland ended up shipping Lillard to Milwaukee, and now this Blazers team is looking ready to shock the rest of the NBA. I did a whole video on it, so check it out. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you next time on the Half Court Report.